Hello there, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope everybody is doing good. Okay, so I want to welcome everyone to this practice English community. We're going to practice English, okay? And this is the continuation. I gave you a whole week, to work on part A and B. So now we have part C. Okay, so you had a lot of practice. This should be very easy for you. But anyway, that's what we're here for. We're going to practice together, right? Okay, so let's get going with our inferences. All right, and just a reminder. Okay, let me get this going here. Well, anyway, just a reminder for anybody that might be tuning in that didn't see part A and B. We're talking about inferences, okay? And so that is reaching a conclusion from evidence that is presented in the sentence, right? Okay, so let's begin. All right, so what do we have here? Let's take a look at our first sentence. The boy is crying. The boy is crying. Okay, so what do we have here? See the picture? The boy is crying. Okay, so what kind of a conclusion are we going to come to? Okay, that's where the inference comes from, right? So what could we say? What's going on with this boy? Well, if you said the boy is sad, right? Right? So there's your evidence. Okay, and your conclusion is the boy is sad. Here's your evidence. Boy is crying, right? Boy is crying is evidence. Am I right? And then your conclusion is the boy is sad. Okay, so are we getting this? Yeah? Okay. Next sentence. The music starts to play. So I start moving my body. The music starts to play, so I start moving my body. So what do you think? What is your conclusion? I am dancing, right? That's the conclusion. I am dancing. I hope that you're taking note as we work through all these sentences, okay? You're going to be adding to your vocabulary library. You're going to be adding a wealth of words that you just don't know as a new English speaker, okay? I know that it could be difficult, but the more and more you practice and you see the words and the sentences and we talk about it, it's going to get easier and easier. Okay, one more time. The music starts to play, so I start moving my body. And we said that was what? I am dancing, right? That's your conclusion. And that's what inference is, okay? To find the inference. Next, my alarm clock did not go off this morning. My alarm clock did not go off this morning. What's your conclusion? Ta-da! I slept in. Yeah, getting it. All right. Lots of nice words for you to be picking up here. Pay attention. Okay, you got a lot of nice combos here. Okay, I looked at the covers to find one that interests me. I looked at the covers to find one that interests me. How many people out there, how many of you are book lovers? Raise your hand. I love books. I have plenty of books. Not only do I read them, I like writing them. Okay. I looked at the covers to find one that interests me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's your conclusion? First of all, that's the evidence, right? You see something going on, like if you were playing detective, right? If you're going to pretend you're a detective, okay, and this is the evidence, someone looking around at covers to find one that is interesting, right? Then what is your conclusion as the detective? Hmm? As playing the detective? Hmm? I was looking for a book to read. That would be your answer for conclusion. And there we go with that is the evidence. You getting it? Hmm? You see what I'm talking about? Yeah? I was looking for a book to read. That makes sense. Do you do that too? I suppose you do, you know, like we're in a library, we look at the covers of the books, right? And we say, well, that's a good one, right? And then you pick it up and you say, oh, well, that's the book for me. I'm going to read that one. Okay. There was a tiger putting on a show for the crowd. Hmm. There was a tiger putting on a show for the crowd. Let's take a good look at that picture. Let me see. What do you think this could be? Well, we need a conclusion. We are at the circus, right? Does that make sense? If you're seeing a tiger and a clown and they look like a show is going on, where could you possibly be? We are at the circus. That's your conclusion, right? And there goes your inference. Hmm? You see where we're going, what we're driving at over here. Hmm? Like the ones that have been following out there, students that have been following part A and B, and now we're at C, this should be getting easier. If not, if you're just tuning in because you wanted to check out C, go back and look at A and B so that you could build your momentum on figuring it out. Okay, next sentence. Dad and I are taking our rods out of the garage. Let's take a look at the picture. Dad and I are taking our rods out of the garage. What could that be all about? Hmm? Hmm? So this is evidence. What's the conclusion? Because that's going to be the inference. Hmm? There you go. Dad and I are going fishing. You need those poles or you're not going fishing, right? Got it? Dad and I are going fishing. Beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful. We're doing good. Let's go to our next slide. Okay. We have the child says that his tummy is grumbling. The child says that his tummy is grumbling. Okay, so here's our evidence. We need a conclusion. What do we think? He's hungry. So he's looking at that hot dog stand over there. Oh boy, he is getting really hungry. That's your inference. Your conclusion is the inference. Next sentence. The students are going to see lions and tigers on their school trip. The students are going to see lions and tigers on their school trip. So what do you think that is? The students are going to the zoo, right? If you're going to go see those animals, it has to be in a zoo, right? Good. The lady's tummy is getting bigger every month. Conclusion. The lady's going to have a baby, right? Okay. Next, Peter arrives back at the farmhouse with some eggs. Peter arrives back at the farmhouse with some eggs. That's the evidence. What is our conclusion? And that will be our inference. What do you think? Peter collected some eggs from the chickens, right? Peter collected some eggs from the chickens. Good. They got their umbrellas before going outside. They got their umbrellas before going outside. Conclusion. It is raining. Beautiful vocabulary in here for you guys. I hope you're taking notes on that. Okay, Billy and Chloe have been playing outside in the mud. Billy and Chloe have been playing outside in the mud. What's your conclusion? And then we will be finding our inference. Okay, let's take a look at that again. All right, let's go back. See, Billy and Chloe have been playing outside in the mud. So the conclusion is Billy and Chloe are covered in mud, so they need to have a wash up. Next. Okay, now we can see many different species of fish, shellfish and stingrays. Right? We can see many different species of fish, shellfish, and stingrays. What's your conclusion? We are at the aquarium, right? We're going to see all that, right? All in one place? Yeah. Very good. Aquarium, that's where you are. George picked up his shopping list and got in his car. George picked up his shopping list and got in his car. What is your conclusion? I'm listening. George is going to the supermarket. Very good. Excellent. I like that. Next sentence. We put our bags, food, and a tent into the car and start our journey. There's our evidence. Now our conclusion is going to give us the inference. We are going on a camping trip. Okay. Sally climbed a tree. Now she has a cast on her leg. Oh boy, that's not fun. Sally climbed a tree. Now she has a cast on her leg. Oh boy, what happened there? So, okay, so we have our evidence here. So what's the conclusion? She's got a cast on her leg. Something happened. She fell out of the tree and broke her leg. That's the inference. That's the conclusion. Getting it? Hmm? Okay, next. The girl has a runny nose and a fever. The girl has a runny nose and a fever. What do you think? That was the evidence. So what do you think that conclusion is going to be? The girl is sick, right? That's your inference. Hmm? You see where we're going with all this? Okay. Holly packs bread, cheese, fruit, and a drink into a basket. Holly packs bread, cheese, fruit, and a drink into a basket. Here's your evidence. Now we're looking for the inference. What's the conclusion? What do you think is going on? Holly is going on a picnic, right? I got a cake with candles in it today. I got a cake with candles in it today. What do you think that could mean? There's your evidence. Now we're looking for the conclusion. What are you going to say? Think, think, think. Today is my birthday, right? Fantastic. You did it. Okay, remember, practice makes perfect. Practice, practice your English. Practice, that's what we're here for. We are here to learn together. Okay? All right. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Because when you subscribe, you will get your notifications about the new videos coming out. Okay? Okay, try to practice with friends, or if you have siblings, or practice even with your mother and father, because chances are you could probably use this all together, right? If you're practicing English because you're having a hard time speaking the English language, chances are that your parents could be struggling as well, and maybe they are English learners, and that's what this is all about. You guys could be working all together with your parents and practicing and learning these words and adding all these words to your beautiful library of vocabulary. It's beautiful. You got so much here. Okay, I'm very, very happy to bring this to you, and look for more of those videos. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, saying good night. Practice now. Bye-bye.